Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Lizard are here with you today to talk about Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 6.
Everyone's separated.
And it's kind of awesome. So, we open at Christmas, I'm assuming last year, 2023. And this
No, it can't be 2023 because her and David got married in 2023 and they're not married at this time.
this is Christmas 2022.
Yes, because I actually wrote that down because they have just started dating for like a month. And they got married last year in 2023 on October 7th. So this is in 2022. So this is like 2 years ago.
Excellent point. Thank you so much for pointing that out to us. Thank you. So this is Cody's first Christmas as a monogamous person and not even a married to hang out as friends. Christine is at home with her kids, minus Peyton, I think, is the only one that wasn't there. And they are where?
They are in Salt Lake City, Utah. Obviously, Cody and Robin are in Flagstaff. We find out that Janelle is actually in North Carolina with her kids. And Mary is also in Salt Lake City, Utah. But I'm pretty sure nor Christine know that both of them were there because Mary's hanging out with her friends, aka the people who actually, want to be around her.
Thank you. That was a very good synopsis. Yeah, Janelle's with Maddie and Caleb and their kids. And Savannah's there too. I don't know where all the rest of them are. Like you said, Mary's with her friends. Where she said she just wants to be where she's wanted, like you said.
Yes.
And I totally understand that feeling. My question was, why isn't she with Leon and Audrey? Like, why isn't she with her only child? It's at Christmas time. Like, she doesn't even mention them at all, except she talks about just her kiddos, which is them. But, like, why not at Christmas? That makes me sad for her.
But also, like, we haven't seen Leon and them for, like, ever now. Obviously, they don't want to be on the show anymore. And maybe that's why they're showing her at their friend's house. Because they wanted to shut time Mary on screen. But Leon was like, don't bring those cameras to my house or I'm having you arrested.
Well, probably not quite that severe, but maybe, yeah. And maybe, like, the next day she went to visit them. I hope. I think mothers should be with their kids as much as possible at Christmas. I think that's just how it should be. Christine is dating. Mary finds the idea weird, and Janelle has no real interest in it right now. We already covered all of Christine's dating with David and everything last season and probably part of the season before. So we're not doing it again. Sorry, Christine. Like, we'll talk about any interesting new facts, like with the kids and stuff, but I'm not covering the whole dating thing again. It's repetitive.
And also, with the whole dating thing, Mary says she finds it weird because her only partner has ever been Cody. They met, they started courting, 6 months later, they got married. And she spent like 30-something years with Cody. 32 years with Cody. That's a long time, especially if you've never, because she came from a polygamy family before that, right?
Yeah, and I believe, like, she's never even held another boy's hand, I don't think. Never kissed another man, obviously never had sex with another man. So, like, and I can tell you from when I got divorced, after the first guy that I dated, or the first several guys that I dated after that, it felt like I was cheating. It felt wrong. Like, I can't explain how wrong it felt because I'd been married and I shouldn't be doing this.
Especially Mary, who, again, Cody's all about loyalty, but the most loyal one of the group. I don't blame her for thinking it'd be a little weird.
Right.
But Mary also said that if Christine finds that dating is the way she wants to move on and live her life, she supports it.
And that's the thing. Mary has always tried to be open yet wary of her sister wives now, because I think she would like to have relationships with them, but at the same time she doesn't want to be hurt anymore,
right?
And doesn't want to be rejected. Like she said, she just wants to be where she's wanted.
I mean, they spent decades rejecting her.
Yeah, and she's just done with all that. So after the first commercial, it shows Christine's kids, and they find it awkward and weird that she and David PDA in front of them, because they never really saw much of that before, especially Peyton and Isabel find it weird because I think they're the youngest, and but old enough to remember when she and Cody were really together and kind of happy.
I think that's an issue on Cody, though. Like, if you can't be, like, you can be a polygamist and still be, of course, Janelle said she wasn't big on public PDA, but Christine said that even in private, they were never really affectionate.
To them, I don't think they're referring to PDA as being, like, all together in front of each other. This is, like, even whenever he was visiting their individual homes.
Yeah.
And just PDA in front of their kids. Like, kissing, holding hands, putting his arm around her, that kind of thing. They never really saw him do that because he was never affectionate with her.
And that's the issue on Cody.
And that's why she was unhappy and left, and I don't blame her.
Obviously, Christine is very, very into
David.
Like, touch, physical touch.
Yes, affection, yeah. So after the second commercial, Janelle is with Maddie and Caleb in North Carolina, and they're still looking for land, and Janelle asked Cody to buy her out of Coyote Pass so that she would have more income, so that they would have the ability to do that, buy land with Maddie and Caleb.
Yeah.
But Cody is lazy and slow and never gets in a hurry about anything because he doesn't have the money, and he's got to figure out how he's going to leverage one thing to pay the other and rob Peter to pay Paul. So smartly, hopefully she actually did it, she said she's still going to consult a lawyer to make sure that her interests are protected. And I hope to God you did, Janelle. Trust no one. CYA all the time. If any of you don't know, that's cover your ass. Always protect yourself.
Also, I bet her lawyer is if she has a lawyer, he's probably like, oh, I love this show, after Robin said, well, my house was supposed to be an asset for everybody. Because that clip is probably saved, downloaded. It's like they wrote the script on it. It's captioned.
Probably. And she says that Cody can't pay off his part of Coyote Pass, but she's got the money and is just sitting there. And so my thinking is, if he can't even pay for the property that he owns currently, how would he have the money to buy out Janelle? Right?
Also, he has the largest part of the property too. Like, if he can't pay off his own part, like, why are you even going for the property still?
Maybe you should sell it to Mary.
I bet Mary would love that. Mary would be smart though. She'd probably build a bunch of houses on there and actually make a lot of money from it.
I don't think she has an interest in being a landlord. She would probably just sell it and make a bunch of money. Because I think they bought it for like somewhere around-ish $1 million, I think, ish. I'm not sure.
Well,
I could be lying about that.
Well, that's cheap though.
Because that's how expensive land is there. And it's like 40 acres, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm lying about that too. I don't remember. I just remember there was quite a bit. Maybe it's like 20. I don't remember. Anyway, sorry guys. And then we see Cody arriving at Mary's house, and then we go to commercial 3. Then we have David and Christine in love, blah, 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 on dates, blah, blah, blah. Mary and Cody, he asks what she's up to, and she says she's moving to Utah. Cody says, this is a long quote, you guys, bear with me. This is going to sum up exactly why we have such disdain for this piece of crap. I'm not going to call him a man because he's not a man.
He's a nut job.
He's delusional, for real. This is a direct quote from Cody. Don't blame me for not loving you. I was doing my duty. Blame yourself if I don't love you, okay? When I'm in love with a woman, that's her fault. So what happens when I'm not in love with a woman? Is that just my fault? If I'm mad about a woman, passionate, want to serve her, want to rub her feet, want to carry in her groceries, if I want to buy her jewelry, remember that one, y'all. If I want her to feel special all the time, if I'm in love with a woman, I think that is her fault.
That is so creepy. I got like rapey vibes from that. I'm gonna say that straight up. I got like that is something that you would that when a guy's like, why did you think you had the right to assault that woman? He'd be like, oh, it's not my fault. It's like she seduced me and she knew what she was doing. It's her fault.
Did any of that give you like sub-dom vibes?
That's not sub-dom vibes. That is bad sub-dom vibes.
Like, I serve you, you are so good that I have to, like, be your slave kind of thing.
It's very creepy and
Yeah,
weird.
it's creepy in general.
Okay, there's a good word for this. He is a simp for Robin.
What's that mean?
It basically, simp is someone who would basically, like, if a girl came up and said, I want $200, they would give it to her because they just want her to be happy, even if it has no benefit toward them.
But isn't that just wanting to make your spouse happy?
If
your dad wanted $200 and I had it to spare, I'd give it to him.
No. This is someone who is not, even if they weren't getting kisses, their relationship just, because they find them attractive and they're hot. That's the point. It's like it's simping.
It's all about sex.
It's all about the sexual lust. Yes.
So Cody is still deflecting. He's a deflecting douchebag with Mary, and she stands her ground. Okay. He's all like, well, you say that I gave up and refused to work on the relationship. And she's like, well, you did. And he's like, no, you agreed that it was over. And she's like, yeah, because you refused to work on it. But she stood her ground and didn't let him bully her.
Right.
And she makes him own it a little bit. And she's not a victim. Mary Brown, you are not a victim. You are a strong woman, and you made him own it. And thank you, because we've all been waiting to see it.
I noticed something from Cody. And he was like, he kept talking about how he hopes that that relationship won't go in such a disgusting way like the others or whatever. And I'm just like, but you treated her in the most disgusting ways. Like, he's like, I didn't abandon you. You did. You were never around. And then he's like, I actually would like you more now. When she stands up for herself and she doesn't want your crap.
You're jumping ahead again.
I'm sorry. I'm very...
So, Cody denies abandoning Mary, like you said.
He did.
But he calls Christine brave for leaving. Says that she did him a favor. And he doesn't want to be with Mary or Janelle either. And I'm just like... Dude, from episode to episode, like, I really want to have a whole episode where the production sits him down with an interviewer, has a screen in front of him, and everything he says, they pull up a clip that shows him saying the complete opposite and contradicting himself. I want to see that. And everything he says just over and over and over, show him his own contradiction.
No, I need a compilation video of, like, a bunch of Cody's solo interviews all in a row, because if they did that, it would go from like, I love them, I care for them. I never loved any of them. Immediately right after, next episode.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. After the fourth commercial, he says to Cody, his and Mary's marriage was on the rocks the whole time because he didn't want to serve her. Quote, I never should have married her. What about your child together? Do you have any idea how that makes your child feel? I mean, not only the woman that you were married to, that you claimed to love for all these years, she took your shit, she gave you kids, she, gave up everything she could for you for years and years and years, and now you have the gall to say all that.
And like, the kids are mad at him because he said stuff like that to their parents, and then he says, I never said that.
Their mothers are talking crap and gossiping behind my back.
It's your solo interview, dude. You're on air. We're hearing you with our own ears.
And he says that compared to Mary, he had a better relationship with Janelle and Christine, and they, quote, didn't survive. So I guess, he's just a dick. Anyway, Janelle says, quote, I don't know who this guy is. To say the things he's saying now, this is not the guy we were married to.
Yeah.
And he says, I didn't know I was in bad relationships until Robin. Before, we would just F and F. And that means fucking fight.
Yeah.
Or fight and fuck. You get into a fight, you get each other all wound up and turned on, and then you have make-up sex or angry sex, either way. Yeah, that's not a way to have a relationship, but sometimes that's the way some people, like, obviously wants to be a sexual person. And so maybe that's the only way he can work out some of his anger or whatever, I don't know. Cody says it isn't a divorce that sucks, it's marrying the wrong person. And he's saying this to Mary. So Mary says on interview, what sucks is marrying the wrong person and not having the decency to tell her until 32 years later. And I completely concur. If he felt like, okay, I kind of get what he's saying. On one hand, it's like when you have your first love, right?
It feels like it's everything.
It feels like it's everything. You feel like you want to marry that person. You're going to be with them forever. It's true love. It's soulmates. Until you break up and then you're like, oh, the next guy, oh, he's my true love, my soulmate, oh, blah, blah, blah. Until you actually find the person who is your soulmate, and you do have that click. And you do, have that amazing relationship. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know what love was. Same thing happens when you have a child. You have no idea what love is until your child is laid in your arms. Like, it's exponential. I can't even explain it.
Well, according to Cody, he never loved Christine or Janelle or Mary. And I'm so sorry, but if you keep saying that, like you married the wrong people, yeah, and you got like 18 kids with these 3 wrong people. And you're wondering why your kids are mad at you.
Right, like, delusional. And then so we're back to Christine and David, and she just wants constant affection because she never had any. And they're both like, is it too good to be true? You're married now, so shut up. And I've noticed that based on their interactions that we've seen in all their interviews, Christine used to be the go-along person when she was married to Cody, just trying to go along, make everybody happy, just go along.
Much more assertive.
And now it's David who's the go-along person. He's just like, okay, whatever you want. And I'm just like, girl power, because now Janelle's got her shit. She's happy doing hers. Mm-hmm. Mary's single doing her thing. She's happy. Christine is now married to David and doing her thing and being happy. And guess what? They have all decided to own their own power, and they're not going to be a doormat anymore.
And I think David has found his person who will go up and say, excuse me, he asked for no pickles. And you need that person in your life. You need that if you're someone who's a little bit less able to do things for yourself.
Someone who's not afraid to, make a bit of a commotion.
Right. And as you put it, Christine's a little crazy, but he likes that crazy.
When your crazy matches someone else's crazy, it's true love.
I have a question, though. I wrote down a phrase they use. He referred to him as her burrito. I don't know what that meant. He said, I'm your burrito. And she started laughing. I'm like, what does that mean?
Well, she said it was inappropriate, so obviously it's some sexual reference, like a inside joke between them. So I don't know. If y'all know, is that an actual reference, that thing today? I guess we'll have to Google it. I don't know. But Mary says she's at peace with the divorce, and he's not. And he says hurtful things to her when they were talking. And he says, now I actually like you. And so she replied, God's be praised. Great, now you like me. Good for,
Again, like, he only started actually getting interested. Again, he's like, oh, you actually have a backbone, you actually have a personality, and you aren't just someone I can just push around.
And all these women actually left and are doing great without me. Like, they didn't need me at all.
And he kept, again, as you mentioned, he said he has one wife left who thinks Mary is family. And Mary doesn't want to go over to her ex-husband's house. Mary's like, I don't want to go to hang out with my ex-husband's wife either.
Yeah, I don't blame that at all.
Cody and Robin are so delusional. It's actually scary a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, He only invites her because Robin wants her there. He doesn't want her there. He said it many times. He can't be all PDA and want to ass fuck her in the kitchen with the kids there, I guess, with Mary's home or when Mary's visiting. Like, they're so gross. He's so gross. Like, who can't keep your hands to yourself for like a couple hours for dinner? Like, I don't understand. It's so stupid. But anyway, Mary says, and I quote, "We're exes. You don't need to worry about me. I just wish you knew how amazing of a person I really am." And then the interview before it's over, Cody says, "I don't need to make any more enemies, or I don't need any more losses." And I'm just like, so you're just trying to keep on the good side of her, even though you don't want nothing to do with her, and you don't even like her, just because I think he's deep in the hole. Christine is suing him for child support. Janelle wants him to buy her out of Coyote Pass, but yet he has no money to buy off his own property there. He has a huge mortgage on that giant house that they took off the market. They have all this personal property that I'm sure they pay taxes on, plus real estate taxes,
All the artwork, whatever.
plus all the crap that he buys for her. I mean, if you looked at the interview that they had last week, when they were doing Christmas Eve, and I was telling you about in the interviews, she had on so much jewelry. And then obviously in this one he mentions, if I want to buy her jewelry. And I'm like, you spend a lot of money to make her happy, and it needs to stop. Okay? It just needs to stop. You don't have a big enough house to keep all your shit in now.
And it makes me wonder, with Robin talks about how good financially, I wonder if she just doesn't actually know what the finances are. I don't think
I don't think she does either, honestly. I think she thinks she does, and I think he's got a lot of crap that he hides from her.
I think he buys her stuff and keeps the stuff nice so that she thinks that everything's still okay.
And I mean,
because he knows that if he actually had like all this debt, she would be moving away too pretty fast.
Because in the last few years, I haven't seen him doing the gun shows, trade shows, or whatever they do.
Yeah.
So other than the show, what income do they have? I mean, are they making their adult children pay rent?
No. Cody does personalized videos that you can pay for online. He could wish you happy birthday, congratulations on different events. They do that stuff online.
Yeah, they're called cameos, and actually I kind of want one from Mary.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I kind of do. Because of all of them, I feel Mary the most. She and I were, like, when I was younger, not now after I've grown up and healed, mentally from a lot of crap that happened to me when I was a kid. We were very similar, not very quite sure where we were emotionally all the time.
Yeah.
Probably needed some medication. I get her. I do. And people who have never had issues mentally will not get it and cannot get it. Is there anything else that you had in your notes that we want to tell everybody?
I noticed that Truly looks a lot like a certain cousin of mine. Your oldest niece.
Yes.
She was sitting there, just reading her book, and I'm like, I wonder, she probably got that book for Christmas. I was thinking because she just started it, and I know she had dyed hair and everything, and I was like, I don't think I've seen any of the other kids with dyed hair.
Mackenzie did when she was a teenager, even though that was kind of a big taboo thing at that point in time. It was a lot harder for the kids to express themselves because of the limited options. They had to have certain clothing that covered certain things, and they were very conservative about how, like, piercings. They weren't even allowed to get their ears pierced.
Yeah.
So if they're not allowed to get their ears pierced, you think he's gonna let them have blue hair? Probably not happening.
Well, he doesn't seem to care about his children, so they can do whatever they want. And also one thing, Mallow actually wanted me to mention this, that she thought was weird. The fact that Christine apparently and David said, "I love you," after 1 week. And I'm like, well, I think Papa tried proposing to Mama on the third date, so.
Yes. I might have been a smidge of a hoe in the day. But I married him, so it's okay. Yeah, we were on our third date, and we were laying in bed, and he asked me to marry. He's like, "You want to get married?" And I was like, what? And he's like, you want to get married? And I was like, and it scared the crap out of me because I had just gotten divorced a few months before, okay? And I really, really liked him, and that scared me even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, why don't you sleep on it? This might just be afterglow. You know, like, I sleep on it. We'll talk in the morning if you still feel this way. And if not, we just won't mention it. Well, I got up after he went to sleep, and I went to the kitchen to talk to my grandma because we were living with her to take care of her because she was in a wheelchair. And I was like, he asked me to marry him. And she was like, well, do you love him? And I was like, I think I might, but I'm really scared and I don't know what to do. She's like, you'll know what to do when you know. And until then, just say, I need more time. There's no rush. And I was like, she always had like knew everything. And friends that I didn't even talk to anymore would still call my grandma for advice. Like, that was just the awesome. Like, I want to be that grandma, you know?
And now Papa and Mama are about to have their 20th anniversary next year.
Yes, we got married in 2005. Yes, we did.
So that third date proposal ended up, working out.
Right, that third date proposal did end up working out. And I can't say anything. We started dating in the middle of August, and by October we were living together. So part of that was logistics. Like, I worked over an hour away, drive each way, and he lived a good 40 minutes in the opposite direction. And so by the time I got home with the kids and everything, then I would have to go pick, because he didn't have a car back then. He didn't, yeah, it was a long, anyway. And so picking him up and seeing him, it was just like I wasn't getting to sleep until like 1 or 2 a.m. and then having to get up at like 5:30 in the morning to get the kids ready and get ready for work. And but anyway, it all worked out. We've been very happy.
Well, I also like to point out again, like, if you wanted to, you would. And that's what I get mad about Cody with. Again, it's probably why his kids are so mad at him. If he wanted to, he would. You get things done, you make things happen because you need to and you want to.
Yeah, I mean, even there are things you do for family that you don't even particularly care for, but just because they're family, And to me, that's loyalty, and I would do it. Like, I've had let cousins live with us that I hadn't talked to in years. I let my stepbrother move in that I really didn't like. We've helped out as many people as we could, and it doesn't help. It's because you do it out of the goodness of your heart, not because it's just somebody that you care about.
Yeah.
It's easy to do nice things for people you care about, but it's harder to do things for people that you don't particularly care for.
Right.
Anyway, that's Mama's Soapbox for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed our review of this episode. Leave us some comments, please. Like, share, and
subscribe, of course.
Subscribe, because it's free. We love you guys, and we want you to love us back. Nice. Before we go, you guys, as always, we are dedicating this season to suicide prevention. Too many people are lost because they just don't know that there's help available that's free. All you have to do on your cell phone is call 988, and you can talk to someone at the suicide prevention hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it can be in English or Spanish. It is free. Reach out. They are there to help, and they care. If you're not a talker and if that freaks you out, you can text someone on your cell phone, do #988, and you can text with someone to talk with for help. If you don't know what a pound sign is, it's the hashtag or the number sign, whichever one you're familiar with. Please, guys, reach out. We know exactly what it's like, and we are all thankful to be alive. So we want you to be alive to stick with us for our journey for many, many seasons to come. So that's it for us this time, you guys. Until next time, bye!